something that you wanted to catch from this, I want you to be able to have it. And I'll reach out to you after this event and ask you if you want a recording, so you can make a decision. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, you can you can watch it and make a decision on this, whether it's something you want to do or not. So welcome. I'm glad you're here, and I will get started right away. My presentation is going to take about 45 minutes. I'm going to move it right along today. But I'm available to answer questions for anybody, anytime, and actually hope that I hear from you and I have the opportunity to do that. So let me see if I can get on and play my presentation. Should be able to see it. It says a career in real estate. I'm also going to keep an eye out while I'm doing this for other people that might be joining late. So I'll try not to disrupt anything too much in doing this. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about what a career might mean for you in the real estate business. You know that a career in real estate is usually about the seventh job that somebody decides, have made the decision to move into the real estate arena. Very seldom is it a first or second job, but the averages are about, it's the seventh job. And for me, it was a fourth job before I got into real estate. And so it's different for everybody, but there's always a good time to get into this business if it's something you decide that might work for you. Let me just do this. I'm going to move something a little bit so I can read what I'm doing. So I wanted to talk first tonight about the possibilities of making a living in this business. And so the best way of doing that is to show you what's really going on here in Texas. And if you're not from Texas, I'll be able to connect with you and talk to you about wherever you're calling from, because I often get people from all different states. But as far as Texas goes, now is as good a time as any to enter the real estate business because we have so many people coming here. You know, I came here from a small town in Iowa by way of Oregon and then to here. But I left Iowa in 2002 because conditions were becoming very difficult to make a living doing real estate. And I just saw yesterday that my community that I lived in until I was about 42 years old is now rated the poorest community in the state of Iowa. I made the decision more than 20 years ago to leave because I saw it going in that direction. The good news is if you're in Texas and if you're even closer to where I live in McKinney, Texas, in the DFW area, you can kind of see by this chart where people are moving from. I've got a couple charts, but this one is from a company called Redfin. And you can see that there are a lot of people coming from really three different places. And this one shows four, but they're coming from the east, from the New York area. They're coming from the West Coast, California. You can see they're coming from Washington and Portland, Oregon. And I lived in Bend, Oregon for 20 years before coming here. So I'm aware of people moving out and coming here. And you can see Illinois. So as we look at these kind of charts, we can kind of gauge, do we have business coming to us? Are we in a vibrant area? Are we in an area where people want to live? And we know until people make a decision to live in caves as we once did, probably they're going to need a house. And our services may be needed. So I wanted to show you that now's as good a time as any, especially, you know, if you're in the state of Texas. Let me see if I can move this chart on. So what do things look like in our area? Well, in the first quarter of 2023, we were home sales were about 4.1 million, up from 3.85 million in the fourth quarter of 2023. So things are looking good. We do have challenges. There are definite challenges, and you need to consider those. We have interest rates that are near all-time highs, but it looks as though there will be adjustments where interest rates will level off more and make it more affordable for people who just can't make the cut right now with the higher interest rates. I gave or wanted to put on here things that are going on. These are February numbers, but close enough for what we want to do tonight to give you an idea of what an average price of a home is, or what the median price of homes are that are selling in the area. I did this so you can get a pretty good idea of the earnings potential in the area if you're in the Dallas area. And for this example, I think I have four cities: Dallas, McKinney, Frisco, and Grapevine. And we'll just grab Frisco, not because it's the highest, it's just a number. Frisco community is doing very well right now, but you can see that the median price, that means half or below, half or above this price, is $799, about $800,000. What that means for income and how you can gauge that is to average what your commission might be from one sale. And we'll do that, and then we can multiply it. So let's just take the $800,000 number, the $799, we'll round it off to $800,000. In most offices, while we don't talk a lot about commissions, I'm just going to use an example here that if you would be in an office where you have a 3% commission on the sale of a property, you list a property, you listed it where your commission is 3% for that seller, you can pretty much figure that it's your commission on the selling side is going to be 8 times 3. Okay, so you can figure that. Let's just figure for this discussion about $20,000. That's the gross commission that you would receive. And depending on what office you might be in, and there are many different offices, many different commission structures in offices, but I'm going to use the office that I'm in. We have a 70% split in commission. So if $20,000 comes to the office, I'm going to get 70% of that. Okay, so let's just break that down. And let's just say that I would end up, after all the splits, of about, let's just say $6,000. I think we could be pretty safe with looking at the numbers in Frisco and in Grapevine, at least, that your net commission might be $6,000 to $7,000 to $8,000 on a sale of a property, just round numbers. That means if you sold 10 properties where your net commission is $8,000, obviously your net commissions and your income would be about $80,000 a year. So what I'm happy to do is to talk to you on an individual basis. That's how it always works best, on what it means for you, where you live, and the kind of office structures that are in your area. And I'm happy to do that because before you jump into this business, you should know what the earning potential is. And then that way you can make a rational decision. Real estate experts have predicted for the last couple of years that the housing market in North Texas is, despite the decline nationwide, I'm tongue-tied here, that things here in Texas are looking pretty well. And I think they're going to probably stay stable. The experts say that there's no housing bubble. And, the media can get things really wrong. And one of the things that they can get wrong are predicting what's going to happen in the real estate market. I happen to stay connected to a company that looks to about 100 of the top companies in the real estate business, in the real estate world, about 100 companies who really know the numbers, who really know real estate. So I look to those numbers of 100 of the experts in the business rather than the news media. We know that the news media is wrong often, can really twist the news. I just heard today of a report that was done on a major news station in California, which was talking about real estate. And this pointed out all the things that were wrong that this reporter got wrong, but went to the air in this major market, and people will take it as being correct when it's not correct. But in Dallas-Fort Worth, the experts are all saying that our market is as stable as any market, because we know that people are coming from places. We have jobs being added all the time. We're a growing market. We're a vibrant market. Things are happening in Texas as they are in Florida. Here's the migration chart. This one was for the McKinney, and it's still the same. It goes to McKinney. In Dallas, it's the same. And you can see, if you look towards the bottom, that people are coming mainly from Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Seattle, Washington, D.C. So you can see where people are coming from. And for those of us that are serious about the real estate business, we keep track of that, because there are ways for us to market ourselves to even people that are in the Los Angeles, California area. So the good news is people are coming here. So my goal tonight is to give you an 100% honest look at what a career in real estate involves. I'm not here to sell you anything. I have nothing to sell. I'm not here to talk about the company that I've been with for a long time, Exit Realty. I'm not here to talk about why we're the greatest company on earth, or why another company might be better or worse. I have no agenda. I'm not recruiting tonight. I just want to give you the facts, because I know when I started the business, I had a difficult time getting the kind of information that I thought I needed to make a good business decision to stop what I was doing. I was in retail. I had 2 retail music businesses in Iowa, and I gave both of those up to enter real estate. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to give you it all. And most of what you're going to hear from me tonight, I really got from a book called The 21 Things I Wish My Broker Had Told Me. The 21 Things I Wish My Broker Had Told Me. It's by Frank Cook. And the book is about 15 years old, but everything in it is as good as it was when I first read it. The 21 Things I Wish My Broker Had Told Me. So I'm going to tell you those 21 things in what I'm doing tonight. The business of real estate is different, because unlike if you're working with another company, let somebody here into the room. I hope I can do this. I'm going to try to get them into the room. Let's see if that's working out. There we go. Chris is in. Let me go back, see if I can go back one slide. Let me see if I can go back. Okay, the business of real estate is just a little bit different, because you're in control. You don't have a boss telling you what to do. You don't have to come into work at 9 and work from 9 to 5. In real estate, you actually might have to work from 7 to 10, but you are in control of what you're doing in business. In real estate, you can build an ideal lifestyle, balancing your work, the joy, with great vacation and family time. And that's the reason I got into the real estate business. When I was in the world of retail, owning 2 retail music businesses, my time was the businesses. I had to serve my business, and I didn't have the kind of vacation time and family time that I thought was valuable for me and for my family. So if this business is approached with the right attitude, with the right philosophy and the habits, you can create the kind of time, space, and flexibility to fuel a life that others, even doctors and lawyers and corporate executives, would drool over. And yes, I think a career in real estate is a dream job. It can be difficult at times. Of course, it's challenging, but to do it correctly, you must be all in. Is it time in or time out? So if you're punching a time clock, if you're tired of trading hours for dollars, if you've always dreamed of having your own business, I think real estate might be a great choice. And I want you to consider thinking about this. In most cases, the person you're doing a fabulous job for day in and day out felt the same way at some point. They opened their own business. They aren't smarter. They're not more talented than you. They just made the decision to open whatever kind of store that you might or other people might be working at. They were just a little bit more committed to their vision. So if you have a vision to be independent, to work on your own, to make your life your own, real estate might work for you. The people that you maybe have worked for took a risk, but their picture was so clear that the fear of failure didn't have a chance. They knew they had to work through it, and they did that. Today, they're living their dream. I believe today you can live your dream. They made their dream crystal clear, and I think you can make yours crystal clear. Most chose not to listen to those who said it couldn't be done. I've got to tell you something. My family, my mother and father, who were in the retail music business with me, thought I was crazy. They said, "Why would you sell our business, our family businesses, and do this? There's no guarantee that you're going to be successful. Are you sure you can do this?" I knew that I could do it. I just had to work hard enough. So even my own parents, and they didn't do it. They loved me. They cared for me. They just couldn't see me doing anything outside the 9 to 5 job that they had done their entire lives. So how do you define success? And I think that's important because I think that sets the groundwork for tonight, because I'm going to be talking to you and I want you to know how I define success, because it might differ from yours. For me, success has never been about money. Of course, you've got to make money. You've got to have enough to make a living and to save for retirement and to do the things that you want to do, to have the kind of home that you want. That takes money. But success, being successful, does not mean I've made gobs of money. Success for me is finding the purpose in what I've done and what I do. Success for me is an expression of passion and the realization of building a sustainable business. And that's what I've tried to do. Success is contributing to the life of others. And ultimately, I believe success is generating enough income to fund your ideal lifestyle, whatever that lifestyle is. The truth are these truths. There are major problems, as I see in the business. And I probably could add a couple more things tonight, but I'll stick to the ones that I have in this presentation. One, there's a fickle future in this business because you're only as good as your last transaction. So know if you get into the real estate business, you're probably not going to be hired by a company or a team that's going to guarantee your salary. It's very unlikely that you're going to get a check every 2 weeks like you might have been receiving from other jobs that you've had. You're only as good as the last transaction that you worked, where it closed and you got paid. In our business, we have to build what we call a pipeline, where you keep working to do a great job for the people, your clients that you're working with. And while you're doing a great job for them, building in your pipeline, so when you're done with one transaction, there is another down the road. My goal was to close 12 transactions a year. Okay. I knew I was only as good as my last transaction, but if I could close one transaction a month, I knew that I could make the kind of money that I wanted to make. I knew that if my commission was $8,000 for each sale, that would have been, $90,000 over the year. So also, there's a lack of instant financial gratification. So building your business takes time, patience, and really hard work. And a lot of people leave this business because they do not dedicate themselves to hard work. I just want you to know that it is not easy. It's not easy. But everything in our real estate business is there for the taking if you work hard enough. It's a present tense business. So for real estate agents in traditional real estate companies, when they stop doing business, the income stops. So if you do decide to move forward in getting licensed and becoming a real estate agent, you're going to want to look past perhaps traditional real estate companies. Look for a company that can provide additional income through the systems that are built into the company. Next, it's an ego-driven business, and I hated that part. I still hate this part of it. There are people, when you get started into business, who have been in real estate for a number of years. And there's a little bit of attitude. Okay. There's a little bit of ego. And I've never enjoyed that part of the business because we all have a real estate license. We all took the same number of hours to get a real estate license. We all passed the real estate examinations in order to be licensed, but there is an ego-driven part of this business. Next, inhibition. If you fear talking to people, that can be a problem. You need to know that. There are a lot of people who don't necessarily love cold calling and talking to people that they don't know, but it's something that you do have to do. That's part of our business. So there's inhibition, and if you do have inhibition, that can be difficult. There's a lack of solid fact-based training, systems, and support. And you see, I have that one highlighted, the entire sentence, because as you're looking for the right real estate office, you must, and I'll cover this in a minute, you must know that they will provide you with training, systems, and support. Next, there's a desk fee dilemma. In some companies, there's actually a monthly fee you have to pay to be part of that office. Just for reference, I can tell you with the Exit franchise brand, it's about $400 a year to be part of the office. About $400 a year for the average office. But there are some companies which will actually charge you anywhere from $500, maybe a little less than that. Let's just say from $100 to $2,000 a month just to have a desk in the office. So that's one of the things you've got to look for. It all depends on you. You're in business for yourself and unfortunately by yourself. That's why being part of an office with fact-based training, systems, and support are absolutely necessary, in my opinion. Here are some of the numbers, and they go up, they go down, but right now the numbers are the same as they've been for the last couple of years. There's about 1.6 million real estate agents in the United States. There's about 100,000 real estate brokerage firms, so it's probably not difficult to find a place to work. The typical realtor is 56 years old, a white female who attended college and is a homeowner. 66% of all realtors are women, and the median age of those agents is 52. The median experience of all realtors is 8 years. I think that's great news for somebody like you, which is coming in brand new, knowing that you're not going to be competing against a lot of 20, 30, 40-year veterans. I've been in the business 32 years. And the median experience is 8 years. The median tenure in their firm is 4 years. Realtors have a tendency to go from one place to the next place, sometimes looking for, the grass is greener on the other side, looking for something better. And so agents will move around. I can tell you, they usually don't find a lot of things better when they do leave, but sometimes it's just necessary to make that change. Most realtors work 35 hours per week in 2021. I think it's about the same now. And the median gross income of realtors was $54,330 in 2021. And I've seen numbers that are even lower than that. So I put that on the screen because I want you to know what you might have heard about the income of realtors might have been way off. If you think becoming a realtor is a sure way to making a lot of money, it just does not statistically hold up. So you need to know that. But you also need to know by looking at the hours of 35 hours a week. Can you work harder than other realtors and make more money? Of course you can. So no formal education is really necessary. You can see some have college, 29%. Some have a bachelor's degree. You can see the percentages. High school graduates, 7%. So you don't see a lot of people here with graduate degrees. 14% of all realtors have graduate degrees and above that. So how agents work? Most agents will work with email, and that's how many prefer to communicate with their clients through email. About 93%. I believe there's a better way. I believe that an email means that you're not important enough to call. Okay. And so think about that for a minute. If you're going to rely on email to do the work because you won't have to personally touch somebody and communicate with them, know that 93% of realtors do that. But if you were different, if you actually reached out and were there for your clients, you think you might be able to provide a better experience for those people that you work with than 93% of others? Blogs, realtors who are 49 or younger were the most likely to have a real estate blog. Social media, more than 73% of all realtors use social media, and the number's probably higher than that now. I think, gosh, as a general rule for our population, there's probably, I would think, more than 73% of people who are on social media. 48% of all real estate firms cited keeping up with technology as one of their biggest challenges facing their firm in the next 2 years. That has not changed, and it won't change. And with the advent of other technologies and with things with AI, things are moving and they're going in different directions. And you need not only to welcome that and know that that's a part of the learning curve of our real estate business, but it's also hugely important to align yourself with the company that keeps up with the technology that you're going to need to be successful in a real estate business. This is really hard to see, but it's a prospecting chart that when I'm coaching new agents that I show them. And on this chart, you can see the number of different things you can do to make a living in a real estate business. So know that it's just not one or two things you can do, people that you need to stay in touch with to make a living in real estate. There's a lot more than that to this whole business. There's a lot of things you can do. But here's a stunning fact that you need to know. And I told you I would tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, this is bad. This is pretty ugly. 87% of all realtors who secure their real estate license today will not be in the real estate business 5 years from now. Just take that in for just a minute. 87% of anybody that gets their license today will be gone in 5 years. A lot of realtors are unsuccessful in this business. And again, that's why I've, before this slide, have told you or have recommended to you that if you do get your real estate license, you can absolutely do well. You can do fantastic, but you need to be with the right company so you're not gone, that you're not one of the 87% that leaves the business. And I believe 87 leave the business because they find out it's not as easy as they thought. They found out that they couldn't make gobs and gobs of money, and they found out they just didn't want to work that hard. So how can you be in the 13% who succeed? So here's the things to take from tonight. If you do secure a real estate license, find an office where mentorship, where one-on-one training, and a clear focus on your success are paramount to their mission. Very few offices do this. Very few offices provide mentorship, one-on-one training. Very few offices have a clear focus on your success. That's hugely important. Ask the company specifically how they will help you to achieve your goals. So if you decide to go forward, you'll get your real estate license, you'll take the classes, and I'm going to give you a discount code tonight for the real estate classes that you need if you decide to go forward. But when you do that and you pass the tests, the state and the national test, you will be able to interview any real estate office in the state that you're in. And I would think of it this way. Go into that where you're interviewing them, not them interviewing you. Of course, they want the right kind of agents in their office, and they're going to be looking for a certain type of person for their office. But look at it as to what they can do to help you be successful, and ask. Say, I'm interested in your company. And before I make a decision, I would like to know, how are you specifically going to help me be successful? Can you tell me how that would look? Ask them. They owe you that. And if they can't answer it, guess what? Jump in a car and go on, move on. Don't focus on the split. Some companies will pay 100% and just have fees. Some companies will pay 80% of the transaction. Some pay 70, some 60. There's all kinds of different structures. Look for the company, not where the split is the highest, but the office that you believe is going to give you the best potential for you to be successful and be happy. It's no fun to be in an office. And I've been there where you don't enjoy going into work, going to the job site, or working around the people that are part of your company. So don't focus on the split. Fees and the split, all that is important. You can worry about that later. Look for the kind of company that's going to help you succeed. More keys to your success. Ask about the firm's commitment to and the availability of technology. I've touched on that a little bit. I can just tell you, at my company, at the Exit Company, we have a full-time engagement leader whose only job is to teach us and to help us with technology. That's huge for me. I'm 70. I'm an old guy. I didn't grow up in this whole thing with technology all around me. So it's a challenge for me. It might be a challenge for you too. But ask if the company that you interview with has a technology expert that can help you. Ask about the marketing tools that help set you apart from other agents. That's going to be even more important in the coming few years because there are changes happening all the time. Change is happening all the time. So ask about the marketing tools that the company has to help you be successful and to help set you apart from other agents. You saw the number. There's more than 1 million real estate agents. Everybody has a friend or knows somebody that's a real estate agent. We need to figure out, how are we going to stand out? How are we going to be different than the average traditional real estate agent that everybody knows? And everybody does know somebody. So culture is huge. If you decide to move forward, the office that you go to, culture is important. It should be a priority. You want to decide on the kind of environment you're most comfortable in. Ask what kinds of agents occupy the office. Ask the kind of environment the office provides. Is it glitzy? Is it shiny? Is it very cool? Is it laid back? Are the people quiet? Are the people loud? What does the office have? How does it look to you? And find a place where you think you're going to be comfortable. A lot of that can be to attend an office training if the office allows you to do that before you make the decision to hang your license at a company. Say, what I'm hearing, I like. I would like to attend a couple of your trainings. Is that possible? If they say no, get in the parking, get in your car, in the car lot and go. If they say yes, get a feel for what the feeling is, what the environment is in that office. Ask if there's a company commitment to giving back. I think it's hugely important to give back and know that your clients want to do business with people that give back. They want to see agents who are with companies that give back, who are part of their communities and give back for the greater good of the community. Ask if the agents help one another. Listen, my first office was a nightmare. No one helped each other. Everybody was in it for themselves, and they didn't want to give out any information that they thought might actually take business away from them. It's silly, but it happens. So ask if the agents in the office help each other for the good of all, and ask about the feel for the office. Security and income streams. Ask if the company provides a way for you to build your business with passive income and additional income opportunities that can be shown, explained, and supported, and are fact-based. And then verify it by talking to other agents who are in that company or part of that brand of the company. Again, ask if they can help you build your business with passive income. Because when you retire, when you stop doing business, the income stops. When you go on vacation, it stops. You have to have systems built in. The office selection you have to ask these questions. How do you stay connected to your agents? I know offices, I know Jerry knows offices where the owners of the office don't stay connected to the agents. There's lots of offices like that. Ask how they stay connected. What leadership traits sets you apart from other brokers? Ask them. So I like what I see. You're telling me lots of things. So tell me what sets you apart, Mr. Broker, from other brokers in other offices? What makes you the best? What is their vision? What is their mission? What is it that they want to do? Do they want to build the office to become bigger, or do they want to build an office to be better? Do they want to build an office to give back to the community, or do they want to build an office that's just for their benefit? And then one of the best questions you can ask yourself is, what's your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? But it's more interesting when you ask somebody else. So could you tell me, what is your why? Why are you the broker owner of this office? Why are you doing this? You'll be amazed at some of the answers you get. So in Texas, to become a realtor, you must be 18 years old, must be a U.S. citizen or lawfully admitted alien. You must pass a fitness determination. By fitness determination, I promise you, you don't have to do pull-ups, sit-ups, any of that business. You just have to pass the state's requirements that they know that you're a good person, that you pass a background check, that select an agency-approved real estate school is more license requirements, because you're going to have, as you can see, 180 hours of required pre-license education. Everybody who gets a real estate license in Texas has to have 180 hours of required pre-license education. They have to apply for a test, and you have to pass a state and federal test. It's made up of 180 hours of the topics and the study that the experts in the real estate agency of Texas, the minds of real estate in Texas have thought is best for us to really protect the consumers in Texas. That's the main goal. It's not about you. They want to make sure that you will do everything right and that they protect the consumers of Texas, that you know what you should know. So the cost and fees of becoming a realtor, most companies will require that you are part of the National Association of Realtors, called NAR. Most will ask that you be associated with the local MLS, and you need to be a member of the Texas Association of Realtors as well. I put in here just an estimate of what the cost might be. And what I tell people is to plan on anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 to get into the business of real estate and to be ready to do business. You can see what the cost of the pre-license courses are, the state exam fee, the Texas license application fee. You have to be fingerprinted to make sure you're not some raving lunatic murderer. They want to make sure that the money goes to the recovery trust fund. And so the total can be anywhere from $626 to $1,276, but I would be doing you an injustice if I did it on the low side. Plan on $1,000 to $2,000 to get into this business, to be ready to do business and have enough money to carry yourself through a month or two in the business. Think about that, because you may not have a closing for weeks and for some months. And I know agents that it's been years. So you have to be aware of that. There's monthly access to the MLS. You're going to need what's called a lockbox. You're going to need to have an activation fee with all that. You can see that there's what's called an e-key that gets you in houses. It's about $15 a month. So there's other fees. There's going to be more education when you're done passing the test and getting licensed. So after you get licensed, you'll have 2 years to get another 90 hours of education. Listen, this isn't rocket science, but it takes some study. It takes a little bit of work to be able to do this. Here's some of the fees: monthly desk fees. You can see some will have tech services charges, some will have education fees, call capture system technology fees. There's all kinds of different fees. I'll be happy to discuss that if you want to talk to me. Here's some helpful hints. Ask the principal broker if he or she is competitive against you. I wanted to be, when I owned my own company for 20 years, I wanted to be the kind of company and the kind of broker where I gave the leads out to the agents in my office, and I never wanted them to see me as a competitor with them. I wanted to support them. If that's the kind of company you can be associated with, I think you're better off. Ask if the company has a lead generation system. Most important is for them to teach you how to gather leads without any system that you have to pay for. Consider interviewing agents before you begin the 180 hours of pre-licensing. One of the most successful agents I ever had in my company was an agent who came to me before she even started anything. She says, "Can I just come and listen to your trainings? I think that'll help me make a decision on which office I might go to or whether I even want to do this." And she came for 6 months before she even got her license. When she did get her license, she was one of the best agents ever because she had done all the training. She was ready to go. You can see some other things in here. Ask if the company provides a paperless system for writing offices. Most companies do. Ask if the company provides a top-rated CRM system. CRMs are where you store all your leads, all your clients. It's the basis, it's a foundation of your business where you keep everybody that you know so you can stay connected with them. At Exit, we have something called sponsoring. I'm not going to go through that because I promised I wouldn't, but there is a way for passive income when you're part of Exit. So I still, even though I'm not in sales any longer, I still earn income through residual income by the agents I introduced into the company. That's possible. So what we say is that we help build financial security. And I think that's what any company should be looking to do, to help you build financial security. Exit does it 3 different ways, but sponsoring is primary. I'm going to go to the special pricing because if you decide you want to move forward with this, you can go, let me see if I'm going to be able to bring it up here, to this place right here. You can see it's connected with me. I want you to know if you do sign up, I get a little piece of the fee that you're going to pay. It doesn't cost you any more. As a matter of fact, because I'm associated with a company called the CE Shop, one of many educational places where you can do this online, you'll get 40% off of what it takes to do all the pre-study, the 180 hours. And then after that, the additional 90 hours. So if you think you want to move forward, here's the site that you go to. It's right here. It's called the CE Shop, jimmazzioti.theceshop.com. And be sure you put in the promo code PRECIOUS. You can see the promo code right there, PRECIOUS. And whatever the fee is, the fee for the education, you'll get 40% off. And I want to invite you to take a look into what real estate looks like in a company. So write down the text where you will text to or text achiever, the word achiever, to 85377. Again, text achiever to 85377. And you'll get a free copy of the Exit Achiever. There's no obligation of any kind, but you'll be able to see inside a franchise and what real estate looks like. And there'll be features on people who are in real estate who came from here or came from there. And it'll give you a really good look into real estate. And it's free. Achiever to 85377. So at this point, I'm going to open things up to questions if you have any, because I'm right at about 48 minutes, I think. And I want to answer any questions you might have, if you have any questions, and help you in any way that I can. So unmute yourself if you have any questions. I'd be happy to help you. Jerry, who is on the call tonight, is an agent in the company which I'm at, Exit Realty, which is in Grapevine. And I think he'll help answer any questions that you might have too. So if you want perspective from two different people, we'll try to give it to you. Chris, Pam, are there any questions that you might have? Feel free to unmute yourself. I don't want to leave you hanging here tonight. Chris, Pam, anything that you might want to ask? Okay, well, I think I have Pam, Adele, and Christina Chase, or let's see here. I'm looking, Chris, I don't think I have your information. So reach out to me if you would like a copy of this. I'll be happy to send it. Jerry, do you have any questions or any comments?
No, I don't have any. That's
Nothing?
good information. Hope you guys
Okay.
got something out of it. If you got any questions, let us know.
Yeah. So I'm here to help you. Jerry will be here to help you, and reach out to me. I hope this was a benefit to you, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thanks so much for being part of this. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Chris. And thank you so much, Pam. Have a great day. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.